支持是是，英文会不会用的 ？Does English use those sounds? Okay. So we have these. English doesn't use these sounds. Okay. But that's not a big problem because if you say sh or sh, it's in English it's going to sound almost the same. There's no confusion, right? If you say, for example, for she, if you say she or she, for English speakers, that sounds almost the same. That's no problem. If you say she or si, that's different, right? So some people in Taiwan have a problem with sh and s, right? When you first came to Taiwan, did you notice when they count, there's a problem? 有人说1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10, right? That's what you should say. But 有人说1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10, 还有人说1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10, right? It should be one sound s and another sound sh, but some people just say the same sound for both. So that's a problem in Chinese. That makes a difference. Some people from countries in the south, people from Malaysia, I think, sometimes have a trouble with this, where they say s instead of sh. 这个有问题，可是 sh 跟 xi 没问题。What about the other sounds that are different? 如果中文的音都是英文可以用的，这边没问题。是字词是没问题，一不语有没有问题？都是英文可以用的吗？ Does English use all of those sounds? 一不语，语英文没有用的， right? English does not have 语。So now we have a problem that we can say. What happens if you say 语 instead? Like this one. Yeah, that's the problem. 英文没有语，所以你说句的时候 when you say A, B, C, D, E, F, G, what do English people think? What do we hear? Well, if we don't have an U sound, how do we need to understand it? How do we make the U sound? Where is it in your mouth? When we talk about vowels, right, mooing, we always have to talk about where in the mouth. Is it front or back? Is it up or down? And there's another question. How are E and U different? E. How can we talk about that sound? Where is it? E is up, down, front, back, where? E. 前面还是后面？前面的 E, right? Up or down? It's up, right? Because if it's down, you have to open your mouth, right? Like ah. It's really hard to say ah with your mouth closed. You have to say ah, so you can open your mouth so the sound goes down. So E is at the top in the front. And what about U? U 在哪里? U. U or U. If you can keep your teeth closed, U, then it's kind of at the top. But is it front or back? U. E front, U, E, U, U is at the back. Okay? What else is different between them? If you look at my mouth, there's E, like when you're walking down the road and you see something like E, right? And then there's U, like, you know, when you go to kiss your wife, you're like, ooh, right? Okay? So, E, U, right? We have flat sounds and round sounds. front or at the back? At the front. Up or down? Up. So it's just like E, except that E and U. Right? This one is flat. This one is round. So, if English does not use U, then when you say, for example, ju, we hear that U sound, we can't use it. So we have to decide, U, you mean E is similar, E 有关系, or do you mean U 跟 U 有关系? U 跟 A 没有关系, right? There's no relationship there. We have to decide. If you say U, I need to think which one you mean. So if you talk about ju, I have to think, do you mean ji or do you mean ju, like juice? Oh, you want to drink some juice, right? That's what happens when you use something that's Chinese and it doesn't work in English. Now, it doesn't matter if it's a sound or a word or a sentence. They all have the same problem. It's just like when in English, if I have a question, my voice goes up, right? Okay. In English, questions means our voice go up, right? That's how we ask a question. You know, right? 都是这样子，对不对? It's really hard for English speakers to say 对不对 without going 对不对? Because it's a question, so our voice should go up, right? When I started trying to use Chinese, every time I had a question, 对不对? 你呢? 你好吗? Every time I had a question, my voice went up. How do you interpret that? If my voice goes up, doesn't that make it a different character? It's a different tone, right? So if I use the wrong tone, will you understand me? 有可能你会听不懂, right? 你不了解我的意思，因为是那个sense不对, right? So, for me to use Chinese, I need to stop making my questions go up. If I do that, you won't understand. When you try to use English, you have to stop using the things that don't work in English, like so you have to use the right sound. Or, what about with sentences? 你们记得吗？学生不可以喝啤酒，啤酒不可以喝，是一样的意思，对不对？学生不可以喝啤酒，啤酒不可以喝。In Chinese, it's the same meaning, right? In English, does it mean the same thing? Students can't drink beer, beer can't drink. What happens then? If I say beer can't drink, what does that mean in English? Beer is, well, does it mean like in Chinese, we can't drink beer? 是跟他一样的意思吗？不是，他的意思是 this is beer. Beer is not happy because he can't drink. He has no hands, so he can't drink. Beer is my friend, but he can't drink. That's what it means, because that's how English works. But this is not an English problem. 这是不是英文的文法的问题，这是中文的文法的问题。Almost all of the other languages work like English does. Chinese is special. Chinese is very different because if I say the door closes, the door closes, 中文的意思吗？关门。Who closes the door? 门可以自己关吗？为什么？为什么门不可以自己关？ Okay, so even if I don't have hands, I can close the door. So 不是有没有手的问题，是人东西。Right? And that's Chinese. Chinese says a subject in a sentence has to be a person. 一定有人会做东西，东西不可以自己做。 Right? The door cannot close itself. But that's a Chinese problem. And because in Chinese, 东西不可以是那个 how do you say subject? How do you say this idea in Chinese? Right? 中文的他不可以，他一定是人。Right? So make a句子有人 even if we don't see it, every sentence has a person. 关门有人，哪里有人？ Right? Where's the person? In Chinese, you just know there's always a person. 关门有人关门，不可以喝啤酒，啤酒不可以喝，一定有人不可以喝啤酒。Right? But not in English, not in most languages. In most languages, the subject does the action. So, who can't drink? Beer. The door closes. Who closes? The door. That's how it works, right? 了解我的意思吗？所以呢，如果你给我说how to say, what's another example? Gum can't chew in class. You know chewing gum? Right? I got a lot of my students, when I first came to Taiwan, a lot of them said things like, gum can't chew. Actually, a lot of them said gum can't eat, but that's different. So, gum, how do you say gum in Chinese? You know the chewing gum? Koshan, right? Koshan, right? Can't chew. But I hear this in English, and I think, well, no, gum doesn't have teeth. How would gum chew something? It has no teeth. Of course gum can't chew. But your meaning in Chinese is 我不可以咬. Okay? So, that's where most of the problems come from. It's not English grammar or English pronunciation. 不是英文的问题。比较大的问题都是中文来的。Okay? But that's Chinese into English. If I want to learn Chinese, the biggest problems are English. If you want to learn Chinese, the biggest problems are Vietnamese. Right? You need to understand your language first. Really understand your language, and then you can understand the other language. 了解我的意思吗？所以呢，有什么问题？ Is there anything that you'd like to ask about how you can learn more English or make it better? Or is there anything you'd like to learn more about for language? What can I do to help you today? 你们觉得呢？有什么问题？